Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second map of the best of three series here on Train, featuring Saw and Anonymo. My name is X-Warrior, together with Retro, bring you the action for yet another time. But my word, what a performance there on, right?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect that whatsoever, and somehow they make it work. They make it look too easy. Heading into this one, though, heading into arguably a more interesting map pick for Anonymo. Their map pick, Train. Saw now need to hold on, and Just has done a great job to open things up. Two players dropped already. Muteris looking for even more damage, but unfortunately, he will be denied of a kill. Innocent peeking up, does find one, not good for a second. Doto there, and now Snacks 1 versus 4. P250 in hand, does some big damage to the USP player of Doto. He does have a kit, but he's also made Snacks lose his head. The pistol going in favour of Saw, and a good start from them, but they're going to need a lot more than that if they want to win this map.
They do indeed. But nice little start there for Saw, right? Just was able to find a quick 2 headshots. Whew, beautiful stuff. Finds a third as well. Transferring to Kyler. And we'll go first round of the game. And it's vital to get themselves back into the game, right? Train is going to be a difficult task for them. CT side, of course, will allow them to have that favourable start. Anonymo, though, we know how strong they are when it comes to the CT side. The Polish love this map, and they will perform at a steady caliber. Kai is able to find a Zeus kill, attempts a knife, but no, will not be permitted. Just is able to shut him down as they do try and get themselves onto the B side. Although Kyler down to 28, spray down here from Just. Can't find a single kill as 2 players are 1 too many. Mingo down to 1 HP, could fall with a bullet through a wall even. But yeah, he'll hold on to his life so far, giving Anonymo that numbers advantage heading into the latter stages of this round. But they're taking things slow, reconsidering where they want to take this, although the bomb will slowly make his way. It's in showers right now, having a little bit of shower, maybe warm or cold, depends. He's just feeling filthy. He wants to clean up. But yeah, let's talk about the fact that there's only 1 player on Saw here onto the B site. Only the 1 player holding it down, while it's 2 here on A. Nice little aggressive angle there for Roman to hold it out. Doto also looking out from behind. So if a push comes through Prop Dog, the response wouldn't be so great. Although it'd be best if Anonymo were able to lurk out that there is only 1 B player, because he's playing in a fairly backwards position. He might be able to find 1 or 2 kills, but Anonymo should be able to get themselves a bomb plant if they end up going to B.
Yeah, Pop Dog desolate, but Anonymo looking towards B right now was their point of contact. Interestingly enough, as you mentioned, you know, in a 4 versus 3, Minio and Kyler both on very low HP, but a bomb plant is very possible. And if they catch out Arky with no players fallen, then this is a round for them to win. Smoke towards lower, they slowly edge on out. They don't push immediately, and it will be the peak, and it will be the dink, in fact. And it is Arky good for 1, gonna tap down a second, but the bomb will go down. And so that's money in Anonymo's pocket, something they desperately wanted. Oh my god, Snacks! What a shot! That was disgusting. And actually, he slipped right back across the bomb train. The nade has killed off Kyler, but now that's given away. If they're smart enough to read the names, they know Snacks is still in this area. Will they check him out, though? Smoke on the bomb. Does find a first. Now he can relocate. Bomb still not going to be tapped by Roman. Not even attempted to be tapped, as he's still trying to work his way around. Snacks, oh my god, slips away. Finds the shot. Oh! Snacks again. This man, you know why he was one of the best in the world in his prime, and it just seems to be he hasn't deteriorated whatsoever. A sword demolished on an eco, and it's single-handedly to the beast himself.
My oh my, Anonymo just get back right into the game. I thought Saw were able to win that through, right? There were a couple of frags at the start of the take of the B site, but Snacks, he was able to find a nice little spray down to Doto. Smoke would come out as well. Did catch him a little bit off guard with that as well. But the nice little cleanup onto Roman. And I believe it was Snacks that found that long-distance kill with his MP9 onto the B site to start with. So Anonymo doing a stellar job so far, starting in this round, not allowing Saw to gain any sort of momentum here on the CT side from the get-go. Although we're seeing the AK-47s all around, it would be expensive if they lose any of it. Therefore, surviving with all of their players would be exactly what they would like. Saw, though, dedicating 2 players towards this B site, looking to hold it down strong. Arky with the scout from above will be able to hold down his ground. Smokes and mollies, flashes as well. Utils of all sorts will allow them to get the push on. But Doto, what can you do from this angle? Completely blind. Misses 1 player as he pushes through. It won't be checked once more. He's able to find a second as well. Doto, this is huge. Oh, turns around for the third. Not quite able to do so as Kyler has a better angle with the AK-47 there. But Kai pressing up aggressively. His barrel of the weapon not quite showing there, and will be able to survive through that one as the bomb does get planted. But Kai will catch Materius off guard. Oh, he didn't spot him out. 4 by 3. No. And now Roman and Just all by themselves. Deagle at hand will do damage onto Kyler, but is it quite enough to kill him off? No. Kai ends that round with 3 kills in his pocket, and Anonymo are able to scrape up their lead against their opponents.
Yeah, beautifully done. That force buy the round before, I think, is the most crucial of the two. That was sort of Saw's attempt at a half buy. It wasn't exactly like they threw it into action. They just simply tried to hold on. And doto, this is beautiful. This 2K. Had he found a third, you could have asked for a sicker round. And it's so unfortunate he jumps there, but then Kai backlines. No problems at all. There's no stopping that man when he's got an AK in these tight angles, because a Deagle won't beat that. You can't find the accuracy, the fire rate, nor the firepower against an AK in that scenario. So beautifully done. Head's caught out, innocent. Does spot the man, dropped away immediately. Will try and re-peek on up. Spots them both again. It's unfortunate timing, but it doesn't do all too much for either side. doto, actually, this is big. Gonna hear the noise. Huge. Knows that there's the man there. They're not gonna check him. Oh, Zeus out.
Zeus!
Oh my god. Kyler.
Oh,
no, it's missed!
Oh,
no! That is...
we would have loved to see that, but no, doto can't quite pull it up in the end. Oh, he was aiming a little bit too low there.
I thought he could have found it, but he just Zeused him between the legs.
Oof. Big oof. We love to see those, but not today, not right now. Anonymo, still with a numbers advantage, although quite a lot of damage was inflicted on their behalf. Saw is able to just chunk them down, and from this long distance, they may be able to find a kill. Just is able to find Minyu, as he is trying to make his way onto the site, trying to kill Mutiris as well. Snacks, Kai finds 2, and Anonymo keep things going. 4 players still remaining, not too bad. Saw only are able to do damage onto one of the players there. So, yeah, 3 rounds in a row here from Anonymo. Good start for them, but this is where Saw started to challenge back, and this is where the CT side just becomes so prominent. So doto and that AWP can be a menace, even if it's train, even if it's one of their not preferred maps. He still will perform to that level that he will need to, and I believe we'll be seeing some very scary things from this man in this round.
Yeah. Unreal. Round 5 underway, and as you mentioned, doto with the AWP, but someone else with a very familiar name, Snacks. He does have an AWP in his hands as well, and so for Anonymo, they're going to try and utilize this man as much as possible. We know he's strong with the AWP, and look, he's got balls. He's out towards Ivy while the rest of his team are pushing down B. Beautiful trade, the 1-for-1. Kyler, very low HP, but does survive, and the survival matters the most out of everything. Mutiris, the smoke is going to allow, the bomb is going to be planted, and more damage being done. And they're ripping heads left, right, and center. It's now Minio on the back of the site. Snacks is going to have to Hail Mary rotate around if he wants to find his way on forward. And now Minio, I think he needs to find 2 here, quite honestly. Snacks, he's a good player, but I don't think he can find this alone, even with 3 players. And it is just going to be absolutely nothing found. Snacks now towards upper. They're going to hear this. They know his time is imminent. Going to drop the smoke up close. Player pushes. No scope connects. We'll try and repeat for a second. Oh my god. He's got a 10-second D for you. Snack's going to continue to rattle off the shots. Mutiris to stick it though. And it is going to be Saw that find a second and an AWP. In fact, a double AWP setup for Saw heading into round 6. Yeah,
nice little round there from Saw. Anonymo not quite able to do so, especially with Snacks not able to save that rifle in the end. So, solid job here. Roman didn't quite connect the shots there. It was a nice little no-scope there from Snacks. You mentioned how this guy has a very familiar name. A lot of people may know this guy, how dangerous he is with that AWP as well. I mean, I gave a reference to doto earlier being a beast on that AWP, which at the end of the day, it did allow them to get themselves a win here. But yeah, Snacks is just a monster, even though he's no longer in a tier 1 contesting titles and majors anymore. But he is a very, very strong player and can do a lot of damage, and you can just tell that whenever you face him, he's gonna pull something crazy off. But yeah, Roman holding down the line here, although he may be greeting quite a few players as they look to push through. A little bit of a boost coming here. Kai is able to peek above of the smoke, but the smoke does fade as well as a main. But they're not going to aggress so far. Smash will be drawn out. That will fall back. It's a double AWP setup here for Saw so far. So if they're not able to make 1 AWP work, maybe they can with 2. But with 1 minute remaining, it looks like Anonymo may be taking the rotates elsewhere.
Yeah, Anonymo just trying to play with fire at this stage. They want to just try and find themselves an opener. Mutiris, beautiful first shot. Adjustment perfect onto Innocent. Man down now. HP, well, it isn't exactly in Saw's advantage completely. Mutiris down to a 1 shot. Roman dropped by a quarter of his HP as well. Utility being juggled towards A. Smokes on out, Roman nails the shot, and that might just be the final nail within the coffin. Snax has found one, though, and so this AWP we know could cause a bit of a ruckus and a bit of hassle. Mutiris caught, blind, will move away just out of the line of sight of Kyla, but nice headshot on the first. Oh, and a second! Beautiful aim, beautiful accuracy, and now a 2 versus 3, and it's in fact in Anonymo's favor. Bomb goes down, Snax trying to make the noise, baiting out the players, finds himself one. Doto's caught one off with the AWP, but it needs to find 2 more, and it just will not happen against Anonymo. A 4th on the board for them in the T side of Train, perfectly executed by Anonymo, and that was single-handedly for the double kill towards Popdog that did it all.
It was indeed. Kyla, what a beautiful start. Just insane. I'm sorry, but those were 2 very beautiful frags from him, and that gave them the numbers advantage, allowed them to get on site. But in the end, the setup there onto that site, onto the A site, was beautiful. They know both players were lined up in connector. A little boost came through from Doto, and Arky assisted with a push. But it just wasn't that possible. I mean, I saw the potential from Doto pushing up and that aggressively. He did find that one frag. It did end up being a 2 for 2, but the trade did come through. It ended up being a 1v1, and Arky couldn't do too much from that angle, especially when he had to deal with 2 different players holding down a little bit of a crossfire. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, but Saw won't be able to buy up now, and this is looking dangerous for them. And Anonymo could get themselves a 5th. Kai is able to find that quick kill amongst the mist of all this panic. Kyla is able to find one more, but with the pistols, there's not much they can do, really. They get outranged, they get outclassed, weaponized, if that's even a word. Arky on site will try and find kills with a deagle. Finds a beautiful headshot onto Innocent, but that's going to be it. Only 2 kills found here from the Saw side. Better than nothing, but Anonymo keep things going. And they may be able to keep it going for quite some time as well.
Unbelievable. As the lead continues to extend itself, Anonymo now up by 3. And on the T side of Train, I mean, I think we've played the 2 most CT-sided maps in which saw underwhelming on both. I don't want to sound like that guy that's sort of, you know, rattling the hopes and dreams, but in 8 rounds or 7 rounds played, Anonymo found 5 on Train. On T-side Nuke, they look very strong as well. And that was Saw's map pick, so never mind what it's going to be like here. Snax giving us a cheeky little bit of a wall bang. I don't think I've seen that lineup before, but if it had landed, Jesus, that would have been a shot to remember. But for the time being, Anonymo looking to hold on. No damage done, but what they do know is they've whittled down the utility, and now they found the first frag. It's even more of a detriment to Saw within this round. With 1 minute and 20 to go, giving up that early man has put hot congestion towards the Ivy area, and for Anonymo, they're just drawing players around. They're waiting for the cavalry to arrive towards main, and they're looking to try and do more damage and extend that HP lead that they've already guaranteed themselves in this one.
And already on rotation, Anonymo maybe look to push towards the B side, unless they double back and head towards Popdog. But Saw, I think they're reading this. They are dedicating that extra player towards B. On the backside, Doto will be holding it down with the AWP as well, just joining in on the fray as he pushes through connector. So Saw, very good read from them. They realized if Anonymo were going to stick around to the A site, they would have pushed already. And the fact that they haven't, a rotation is on the lines. And the fact that Saw have 3 players here on the B site, it looks very, very promising. And with a 4th coming in as well, it's a little bit of a gamble. If Anonymo do take it towards A, it's not going to look good from Saw, but they have dedicated the right amount of people at the right site, at the right time. Snax, though, he spots out a player. They're going to rotate all the way back. Anonymo, what a rotation. They're going to find the A site completely deserted. And with off the back, Innocent as well. My. Anonymo find themselves. They haven't even lost the player. They've only done minimal damage to Mutiris. And they're able to win that round, and taking the A site off that number deficit, it doesn't look like something that Saw will look to do.
Yeah, this retake is impossible. I don't think there's any way on earth that they can attempt to retake this. Beautifully done by Anonymo. The execution towards B threw a complete spanner in the works. And Train is one of those maps where I think you can have the fastest rotate from A to B and B to A through Popdog. I think it is the fastest, in fact. You know, you've only just got to walk up a ladder and move around a couple of steps, and you are at the B site, effectively. And so, beautifully played from Anonymo there to fool Saw into the fake B, go A. Just beautiful. You couldn't have asked for a better round. And now they've extended that lead to 4. Odds on screen, I mean, you can see Saw, they're in the gutter in terms of the odds, and Anonymo just continuing to just be on point, on form.
Absolutely. And you do mention the odds. We might as well talk about our great sponsor over at Gamden. Where's a better place to get snowed in than our great partners over at Gamden? With plenty of different games like slots and Crash to keep you entertained, there's so much to offer. But if you prefer watching the action, Gamden also offers match betting to earn cash on your favorite teams. With great rewards, cashback, rakeback, periodical free coins with Gamden's Rain feature and King of the Hill event. Gamden is a place to be. Sign up with the code TEB on gamden.com or go to gamden.com/r/TEB. And the odds, as he said, Retro, Anonymo are looking on a good spot right now, especially with that 6-round lead here on the T side. Even if they run away with 6 at the end of the day, if Saw even win every single round now on the CT side, they're still on a good spot, seeing how CT side of this map has been and seeing how stellar performance they had on the CT side of Nuke as well. And Saw, they seem to be under pressure, and it looks like they don't have much to bring it back, though they may have a chance. Still not over. 9-6 scoreline is still a very plausible one, and still one that could fancy them in the end. Could be one that allows them to stay in this best of 3 series. But seeing how good Saw are on train, I don't think they're going to make that very easy for them.
Yeah, Anonymo are the side where they just absolutely deliver. And for some reason, I don't know why, this bug that we get for CS, the crosshair just vanishes, man. Look, Uteris is just firing with no crosshair. Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
So
but look,
oh,
yeah, everyone is. I don't know what's going on.
Just as a crosshair.
Yeah, they're cheating. No, I'm joking.
They're cheating.
Yeah. No, I think something to highlight, right, is in the first 8 rounds. We've seen Anonymo's dominance on T side, and that is something that we expected considering it was their map pick, but it was something that Saw just couldn't get done, and it proves why this team took Nuke, right? I told you on Nuke, they needed to find the pistol. That was their chance, Anonymo. We knew what Saw were like on the CT side, and they needed to stop any motivation that Saw could have gained on that CT side. And they did so. And now heading onto train, they're doing the exact same thing. They're on the unfavored side. And they've won the pistol. They keep delivering. Only 2 out of 8 have been found so far. And so for this side, it's not exactly a scoreline they're willing to take. Smoke deployed towards the ramp cross. They will try and throw some utility. And in fact... Arky, good for 1, not good for 2 though. Minio beautifully read. The response is good. Going to throw the utility. But it might be that they go elsewhere. There is some Pop Dog presence though. And that could cost them a fair bit. Molotov's being thrown out towards A as well. I do believe that's innocent. Just trying to throw a spanner within the wall.
What a shot, Doto. He fires a nice shot onto Minio, and now things makes things a little bit doable. Saw have the numbers advantage. They need to go for this. Innocent, though, he's doing damage on the other side of the map. Materis is down all of a sudden, but still Saw have a chance to get this going. Already coming in from the backline. So Doto will be challenging Snacks, 2 very capable AWPs, but Snacks, he needs to find just before they come back around him because he'll be in big trouble. They're going to touch the bomb as well. Molly will be thrown. That will delay the defuse for that much longer. No smoke available for the Saw side. That does really delay them. He's able to find Just and Snacks. He's on the verge of clutching this one up. Oh, can't quite find the shot, but he's delaying them. They can't find the comfort of staying on the weapon. Shoulder Peak is just waiting for him to draw the shot, but the Dodo holds his cool. He's able to find the kill into Snacks, and that's going to be Saw winning that one out.
Beautifully done. Perfect, to say the least. The Dodo, this first shot, he was falling. Minio was falling. It wasn't even like he was standing on ground. It was literally dropping down a level on that site, and he just deletes his head completely through the corner of that wall. And heading into this one, you can only wonder what on earth is going to happen. Anonymo have got plenty of money, and for Saw, this round will hurt them most, right? I think Anonymo at this point in time know that a round loss isn't exactly the end of the world for them because they can reinvest, but it means more to Saw because even if they are to win this one, Saw, and Anonymo are to do huge damage, their money just won't be there because they are on a lesser loss bonus. Flashes on out. Innocent going to try and look to line up the first, but just with a beautiful shot, has lined up the kill. AK on Minio, going to try and spam on through towards that corner angle. The nade has done big damage to Kyler. And already, I think at this point, Anonymo are heading to plan B.
And what the plan B is, doesn't look like it's site B. But just with that early frag, is able to give his team that favourable position to be in. It just makes the defense that much stronger when you have to deal with less attackers. The Snacks, though, with a little bit of a boost, may be able to peek through the smoke, but that smoke will fade. Oh, they heard the footsteps, and just he closed up the gamble. He's able to find the AK-47 as well. That would be interesting. Incendiary thrown out. Close out the side of the map. Snacks is able to find a little bit of a gap where that Molly isn't going to hurt him too much. He's going to push up aggressively. Roman misses a shot, and that will allow Snacks to find his. He doesn't miss those. It is a 4v4 right now as they try to get themselves on site. Kai finding the entry as well. Arky coming in from behind from Bopdog. Kyler needs to be careful or else the gap will be closed up from behind. And Arky finds the kill already on the site. Trying to get the bomb down, but Saw they're still around, still could do damage. The dodo on site, and Arky from Popdog still could peek out at any time, but Minyu catches the dodo off guard. All up to Arky now. They know exactly where he is. Snacks has his sights on him, and he's able to find the kill as well as Anonymo get themselves a 7th. And so, as you said, they were in a tough spot. They didn't have the economy to be able to invest in the next round. They had to win that one. And now that they've lost it, they're in a very, very difficult position.
Yeah, Anonymo, they just did so well. I don't know what's going on for Saw, and the thing is as well, right, is the 2 timeouts we have so far in this map of Train, both of which have been Anonymo. Saw haven't called a single one, and I think this is just disrespect from Anonymo at this point, right? I think this timeout isn't to talk about strategy. It's to let Saw think about what's gone wrong. And that's some of the game, right, is to play it mentally. You want to get a mental edge over your opponent because it will help you. And it's not, you know, like, no team does it, right? Teams will take timeouts more for the fact, yes, they can use the time to discuss strategy and what they're doing in the forthcoming rounds, but it lets the other team dwell on their mistakes even more, which is what's going to cost them possibly more. But Saw, they need to find their footing. We've said this time and time again, and right now I'm just not seeing it. They're not finding their footing. They're not finding the way into these scenarios that they should be. And so heading into round 11, this is a do-or-die scenario. The pistols aren't going to be able to do enough. It's all just about the damage. And the forthcoming buy round needs to be nothing but spectacular for the Portuguese side.
It is indeed Innocent holding down his ground. Just can't do too much with that CZ. Although he's able to dink Innocent down to 15 HP, he will have reinforcements shortly. Kai holding down his ground, but Materia is pushing up aggressively. Finds finally a shot. He's able to find an AK-47 as well. That's the whole meaning for that CZ. Use it. Play aggressive. Find a rifle and use that for the rest of the round. Nunez is going to be able to shut him down 3-on-3. I saw I've only got pistols to deal with this attack. Molly thrown out as well. Onto the train. Not going to find any of the Saw players pushing through. Connected to Dodo. That was greedy. Kyler's able to shut him down with a headshot in the end, although he got fairly dinked earlier on. But Roman, he makes the deagle work. This is fairly expensive here, Anonymo, but will it even matter? I mean, Roman, he'll be able to get himself an AK-47. The fact that Anonymo have pushed up towards B, a rifle is, of essence, what Roman will want to use. But a 1v2, not quite sure he wants to go for this. I mean, sure, they will be able to buy up either way next round, but he's able to find the AWP, and I think he'll be pleased with just that. I don't think he'll go for the round.
Yeah, there's no need to at this point. Saw have conceded an 8th, so at that, Anonymo have guaranteed themselves the half, which is unbelievable to think about, right? Inside, what, 11 rounds, they find themselves 8 is a statement to be made. I would have expected this on the flip side, where if they were on the CT side, but instead, Train just seems to be a map that you can't take away from Anonymo. And heading into the forthcoming rounds, as we mentioned, this round will be a bye. They'll have no problems with that. What is your next protocol if you're Saw? You've got an AWP saved. This round means everything. It means... it's hard to put into words how much it means. It's incomprehensible was the word I was going for.
I mean, yeah, it's looking tough, for sure. I mean, Anonymo, they find themselves on that 8th round. They guarantee at this point that they will be ahead at halftime. On Train, on a map that is considered one of the most CT-sided maps on the map pool currently. And it's looking tough because Saw, coming into this, they're a map down, and Anonymo only need this map to make it a 2-0 and knock them out. And Saw, they've had a rough week throughout this, right? They've had a rough couple of days. They were on the verge of progressing to the playoffs for 2 days in a row. Make that 3 if you include today. Now, Roman has to face a little bit of danger here as Kai aggresses. And this is what I like about Anonymo. They're not afraid to take aggression, not afraid to change up the tempo. Materius is able to shut down Kai as Minyu will try his luck with that. But Materius is good for 2 and keeps Saw's hopes alive for the time being. Even if Saw finish up that 7th, it's still going to look tough, but they're going to get anything they can. And so far, with a numbers advantage, they may be able to do so. But Arky, he's holding down the B site from fairly far behind. Bomb can't be picked up. He's able to find Innocent, so that's an open there for Saw. Potential to find some more as Kyler is on site. AWE to be picked out. A She Grenade will do a little bit of damage, but mostly will distract him rather than anything else, as Just will be looking to push right behind him. Headshot will be found eventually. And yeah, Snacks all by himself with that AWP. Not much he can do. I reckon he'll save it. So Saw, they get themselves around a little bit of breathing space for them.
The big apple. And Snacks is hungry. It's a 1v4. He could have. I saw it. It could have happened.
Saw it in his eyes. You can see it in his posture, right? Bring it on. He's completely in that bring it on mood.
Snacks saving the AWP, and I mean, this is just going to be 30 seconds of chill for everyone on the server, right? No one really going to go for anything too ridiculous. I mean, Saw, they don't have the economy to hunt him down, so Snacks knows at this point in time, because Saw are in a poor state of financial balance, that they'll simply just, you know, save, and Snacks will be able to mind his own business. Maybe, just maybe, you know, Saw could send one person in, and Snacks knows this. He's already holding down the angle. He's always very, very wary of these scenarios. But now Saw have finally found themselves a fourth. I mean, they need to find more. And the half is already guaranteed for the T side. And for the CT side, I mean, what can Saw do? And it seems to be these individual plays, right? And Mutiris seems to be the man to do it all the time. That was 2-2Ks back-to-back in which Saw have found themselves a man advantage at least. And yet again, they just can't convert around. Finally, they find their streak of luck. It will be a fourth on the board, but I think the story of this half is too little too late for Saw.
I mean, maybe, but you asked what is their winning condition, right? How do Saw actually come back from this? It is going to look tough, not going to lie, but their winning condition right now is not drop a single round here on this half. They need to find these rounds that they found. They need to find this consistency and bring it on to get themselves a 7th. Have a close score does make it look better. Getting that pistol round to the next round is their next step. So one thing at a time. Win one round at a time is what Saw need to look at. They mustn't look at the big picture, right? They mustn't look at the fact that they are down at the half. They need to collect their nerves. They need to make sure that they can collect one round at a time, and they may be able to do it. But Arky holding down the line, Kyla will be able to catch him off guard as he is flashed down. So maybe not able to find this one as Anonymo get themselves onto the B site. And Kyla, from a little bit of a backwards position, will get caught off guard as well from Roman holding it down from CT. So smoke coming out there from Connector won't allow them to push through, but they might be wary of this because, look at that, Snacks coming in from behind may be able to catch them off guard. He might be able to rotate upon them, but Smoke, oh, he's able to find him. Nice little spray down. I'm not quite sure he knew it, and all of a sudden, Kai and Snacks find one apiece as Roman left all by himself with that AWP, may be able to find and challenge Snacks, but he'll be able to damage him. But Anonymo get themselves a 9th. We mentioned that Saw. Their only ordeal at this point is to get one round at a time, not drop a single one, but they can't quite do it. Anonymo found the best of them. And they're shutting them down one by one. Roman holding down the angle, potential to find Kai here, but no, that doesn't even happen. No weapon saved, and Saw for one more time are in a very tough spot economically.
Yeah, and heading into the penultimate round of the first half, they can only afford to eco. And yet again, Anonymo calling a timeout. I think that this is unreal amounts of knowledge coming in from the Anonymo side. Heading into the penultimate round of the first half, that is their 3rd timeout of 4, I do believe. You only get 4 timeouts in this, right?
Yeah, 4.
And so for them to call 3 within the T half proves that they're ready for the CT side, right? That they think they believe in themselves that much, they're willing to basically throw away 3/4 of their timeouts on this
I'm not so
T
sure
side.
about that though, right? It could turn back around to bite them because on the unfavorable, I mean, no. They will get the favorable CT side at the end, but if the momentum is stacked up against them, if Saw for some reason start rounding up rounds, when are they able to close that momentum, right? So yeah, a little bit weird to see 3 tactical pauses coming out straight out of the bat without being too challenged, but yeah, maybe they actually have something that they want to discuss. Maybe there's an actual reason behind it rather than just to intimidate their opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, it seems to be, as we mentioned, heading into that penultimate round of the first half. I mean, look at the rifles invested by Saw. It's minimal amounts. They've got a double up setup and a mag 7. I mean, Saw did it before, right? They bought the auto shotty into the next couple of rounds, the XM, and on Nuke on the last couple of rounds, I should say. Right now, I don't see Saw being able to do much with this double up setup. They can't be effective with the rifles. I don't see it happening again. I really, really don't. And right now, it seems to be that Saw just get outclassed. No matter where Anonymo go, they need to find a multi-kill, effectively. And Just has set himself out on the front foot. Finds himself a first. Roman with a second. Mutiris with another. And there you go. Finally, Saw start chaining the rounds together. Oh, Snacks. Oh my god. How has he not pulled the trigger yet? And the smoke fades. Just might go for the re-peek. Oh, it's poor timing, though. Snacks just trying to look for something. Just holding down towards stopper. And as Kyler peeks out.
Going for it.
Yeah, I mean,
this
Kyler finds the first. Cut out of the round. And the AK1 versus 4. Nice shot for the first. Arky, though, through a smoke, through a wall. As you do. 9-5, the scoreline. As Anonymo, they are still in the lead and heading into the last round of the half. Their money's shot to pieces, and so I think it's going to be an imminent 9-6.
Yeah, 9-6 is a scoreline still that would set Saw fair behind, especially seeing that the CT side is up next for Anonymo, seeing that this is their map pick, and it is bound that they know how to play it on the CT side. But Saw, they're able to find, if they find this one, although Anonymo are able to force back up, it is the AK-47s, it is the cheapest T-sided economy, so they're able to bring some rifles to the game. Still not lost from them, but some early nade damage just really do a lot. But Kai gets shut down early from Materials trying to push through, as Saw will be able to hold them down. Just an Arky, it looks like they've been rejuvenated, it looks like they're back on the servers. Roman finds the kill as well. Minyo will be questioning rather if he wants to use the MAC-10 or the Galil. Ipdit do, Cat got the flu, not quite sure what he wants to do. But Minyu will stick around with a MAC-10. And now, it is a 1v4. I don't think he has much of a choice in this. He'll probably be losing this out. But props to Saw. They're able to get another 2. And having the mental fortitude to actually scrap some up when you're in such tough positions really does speak volumes. And props to them. AK-47, I think Minyu had an AK right beneath him. He could have picked it up if he wanted to, but he won't. Figures that the round is a loss either way. So Saw get themselves a 6. Better late than never. Get themselves these 2 rounds. Maybe if they line things up 1 round at a time, they could come back. But Anonymo still have a very solid start to this half and heading into the CT side with their heads held high.
Yeah, beautifully done so far, Anonymo. I mean, they have slipped quite considerably. I think that, to highlight though, we were talking about their train, right? The fact that they are... this is their map pick, right? Their home turf, effectively. And so I think for them, 9 rounds on T side is very respectable, considering this map is CT-sided. And so heading into the next couple of rounds, if Anonymo take the pistol, they're already looking at 10. They're already looking at a buy against Saw. They just need to deny a bomb plant, I feel like, is going to be the most crucial thing of it all. And heading into this one, Minio, jiggling the angle. Here's the steps. Going to drop the smoke. The players have already pushed right on through, and they might need more than just Minio to hold the angle. And there you go. Snacks finds the first. Going to continue to try and tap down through this smoke. He knows Muterius is jiggling around through the top of it, and he does slip his way all the way through towards back lines. It's doto, actually, excuse me, who has made his way all the way around. And a nice shot from Arky is cut off the Ivy hold. Kyla has caught out Roman into a 4 versus 3. Saw other man down, but arguably the positioning for doto is going to be a killer factor.
Absolutely vital that Saw are able to get themselves this pistol around here, but still haven't found their way onto the site as Anonymo are holding this 3-man strong. So doto coming in from behind, Innocent able to shut him down. So 2 players left here on the main entry of A. Kylie's got the right angle on this. He's got the right idea. He's holding the right point of the map. And Kai, he's coming in from behind. Even if Saw go for the rotation, Kai will be able to shut them down. So 2 players on the Anonymo side actually holding that angle down, actually holding the site down. So Saw, if they win their trades on A, they should be able to get themselves the bomb plant. If they rotate, I think it'll be unexpected and Kai will be able to shut them down. But Arky, he's able to find Innocent, and now Kyla is low. 1 shot should do it, and all of a sudden, they're able to get themselves on site. Not yet getting the bomb there, 25 seconds remaining. Kai has to deal with 2 different players as Materials looks to peek through. What a shot there from Arky. Nice little wide peek, finds a headshot, and Saw get themselves a pistol. Potential to close up the gap now, but yeah, one thing at a time. Now they have themselves weapons. Now they can actually do some damage. With a technical pause to come through, I think they have some time to figure out what they want to do.
Anonymo calling for the technical pause. Beautiful shot, though, from Snacks on the first. But, okay, we have a disconnect. That is not a great moment. It is Minio that has disappeared from our screens.
Decede.
Yes, but I think something to highlight, right, is that we were talking about the fact that, you know, Saw have won the pistol. At 7-9, they can close the gap completely. Should the investment come out from Anonymo, which it should do, right? They can't afford to buy on the next, and so I think they need a round restore because Minio's already bought some stuff by the looks of things, but he has nothing. I can only assume so.
Probably from the previous round since he disconnected. I reckon that but no, 1.2k is a little bit too much.
His money's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I think the money's fine, actually. I was deceived by the minus $1,200 that I thought he'd magically invested into nothing. But, as I was saying, right, Saw, if they do win the next couple of rounds, right, they win the force buy against Anonymo, the eco on the next, it's 9-all, and the investment's made from Anonymo. So that pistol round meant huge amounts to close that gap, to eliminate the buffer that Anonymo had on them heading into this CT side. And so right now, I think that it's all said and done. We are going to continue to push on forward. Round 17 underway, and of course, the force buy coming out from Anonymo. Snack's keeping some money in his pockets, arguably, for the AWP. We know he loves to run that gun. But heading into round 17, Saw should have this one well and truly under grips.
Well, yeah, Anonymo actually going for the force buy here. Looking like they want to do the damage early on before any sort of momentum is built up on the Saw side. I hope Minyo's issues weren't during the round, but if they were, that could have caused the discrepancy and Saw able to win that pistol round. But it won't even matter. They are getting themselves into the site, as Kyler may want to hold it down, not finding a headshot at the start, but that might be crucial as they do find themselves on site. Repositions, Roman finds the headshot onto Roman, doubled up there as they look to push forwards, aggress into the B site, do not permit Anonymo to gain any more ground before they even enter. All coming in from the CT entrances. Innocent able to find one on the right side, but they are finding those numbers advantage slowly but surely. It is at equal footing right now as Just still close up the gap. They know exactly where it is. A cheek grenade to be thrown out does a ton of damage. Second one thrown as well. Minyo, he's going to push up aggressively. Just shot down to 29. Minyo finds a headshot. All of a sudden, things are looking tough. Mac 10 thrown, but Snacks is able to shut him down. 2 versus 4 as Saw look to hold it down, but Anonymo, this is a solid push. They need to act fast. The fuse kit on Minyo, he'll look to hold it down. So doto will be able to shut him down, mow them down as well. One after the other. Saw, they're demolishing them. Anonymo, solid try to come back, but Saw, the defense was just better. The riflery, the weaponry was all just there for them, and that means that they're finding themselves the 8th. Even though Anonymo had to go for the force buy there, it doesn't look great for the next round. They'll probably get themselves a full investment.
Yeah, beautifully done. Once again, Saw find themselves another round, but it was quite a costly one, as you said. You know, the bomb plant was there, but they still managed to find 4 kills. It was only 1 rifle saved, and so that's going to put Saw heavily back. And we see Kyler's got a Mac 10. There is a Desert Eagle drop from him, I do believe. I think he threw his Deagle across to a teammate, and actually, the buy isn't looking too bad for Anonymo, I must say. You know, it isn't great by any means. They've got a Deagle and a couple of Deagles and a Mac 10. But the point I'm making is that this isn't a round in which Anonymo can't make it a costly one. They can easily find themselves 2, 3, 4 kills and make it just as costly as the last, which would be detrimental to the Source side right now. And as we head into round 18, they're going to look to do exactly that. With 1:15 to go, they're looking to wind down the time, and Anonymo manipulating the play quite well, but it seems to be everyone going to be grouping up towards B ahead of this execute.
Facilitating the push with a few smokes and a flash in the hands of Just. Saw may look to get the push going. Kai will be holding it down, but he's a solo defender. No, make that 3 players from Anonymo so holding it down, but Arcade Doto finding 1. Kai with a shot, but that's going to be 1. No follow-up for Anonymo as Saw get themselves a plant, and it is a 1v4. Saw looking to get the equalizer here. Anonymo, it wasn't expected that they'll win this, right? It wasn't expected that they'll get themselves a win, but Saw, they're able to make it quite a solid round from them. Innocent looking for those exit frags, looking for those headshots, potentially make this a little bit more expensive on the Saw side. It's just a matter of time until he sees a player peeking through. Roman on top of the train. Won't be playing too greedy. Innocent knowing that no one's coming for them. Well, he peeks out wide here on Heaven. Just is able to find the head in the end. But yeah, Saw finds the equalizer. 9-9. Maybe if they keep their heads down and keep focused, there is a world why they actually find momentum here on train and defeat Anonymo. But this is where the force buy comes in for Anonymo. This is where the CT side on train becomes difficult. With the AWP in the hands of Snacks, this is the dominance that we would expect to see. Though, it is up to Anonymous to prove they can actually deliver. It is up to them to show us exactly how it's done here on the CT side.
Right now, Anonymo, they are in a bit of a pickle, I would argue. They need to find themselves this round because Saw, surprisingly, putting up a fight on train. We thought that this was going to be a 2-0 quite easily heading into this one because of the fact that it was as simple as this is Anonymo's map pick. Saw lost their map pick, and we know Anonymo are good on train. But now I'm looking quite arguably at a side in which I believe has a chance of taking train, has a chance of taking it to map 3. Kyler, huge damage done by the Molotovs, letting them pass though, beautiful. 190 damage done with that M4. The dink most certainly going to help. The bomb going down, and in a 4 versus 4, that is a crucial trade that they needed to find. Minio spamming his gun on through, can't connect quite just yet. Here's the drop towards the back of Oil, and Innocent will now lock down the angle, and Anonymo slowly going to try and move on forward ahead of this retake, but Innocent, if he can find the timing onto Arky, this could be big, but no, Arky finds the kill. A 4 versus 3. Minio, he drops for some reason, and that's detrimental to the round. Snack's going to drop the smoke, gets caught out by Arky, and it is all alone, and there is no problems other than the save. Saw at 10, Anonymo 9.
Well, credit where credit is due. Saw just took that site perfectly, finding the entry frags, dominating the site, and not allowing the opposition to get themselves onto the site themselves and go for the retake. Saw playing this very well. I'm not going to lie, they're doing a stellar job in taking control of the game so far. And with 4 rounds in a row, we're seeing a little bit of promise, easing up ahead from their opponents. The first time that they find the lead. And in the halftime, seeing they on the T side, that's really giving them confidence. That really shows that they can stay in this best of 3 series. Anonymo, though, they know they're in a tough spot. They know they need to take a little bit of a buffer here with this round. Drop around, concede it, and make sure that for the next one, they have enough weaponry in their arsenal to deal with Saw's attack.
Right now, we know Anonymo's buy isn't going to be best suited for that of Saw. They've got 1 rifle and 4 Desert Eagles to do it all. And that is just not going to be enough. It really isn't. I think that at this point in time, they need to find themselves a little bit more, I would say, comfortable with the rifles that they have. And it just seems to be nothing going in their favour. The Eagle spam has connected. Roman taking a little bit of damage, but fortunately, it is only a minimal amount. And so, into that 1 minute mark, Saw yet to make a move, but with the rifles, I mean, they can afford to wait until this 30-20 seconds, and they can find themselves a possible opener. Snacks, though, does deny the first of life. An AK-47 retrieved as well, smoke towards main. This could be bad if you're Saw. That's an AK and an M4 in the wrong hands now. And that could be very detrimental to the round in general. With 35 seconds to go, if Kyler can find a kill and fall back here, no, denied by Arky, and now they have to pick up the pace. Surely they know they've killed the B anchor. They have to push on forward with it, and they will do exactly that. Arky waiting for the cavalry, but will push on forward. Snacks on the back of the site has to go huge. Has found the first, and instead of pushing forward, he backs on away, and he creates more problems for Saw, although he has been spotted out. Finally, the bomb goes down, and now the retake in a 4 versus 3 has to be nothing but prestigious from Anonymo.
It really needs to, indeed. They know they'll be buying up next round, so they're not afraid to go aggressive here, not afraid to lose anybody, not afraid to lose heads or rifles or weapons or anything. Pushing through, Materius able to find a nice little spray down onto Minyo, as Materius as well finds a second. Snacks now close by, Kai as well, joining up on the ladder. Will aggress onto Just, but will get shut down. All up to Snacks right now. HE grenade thrown out onto side, but Snacks realizes, yeah, this isn't looking doable. 2 different angles where Saw can push through. 2 different angles from where he needs to fend off from, getting that defuse on. So Snacks will fall back from this, rightly so. AK-47 at hand for the next round. But the 11th score now found from Saw, looking to aggress, looking to be more dangerous and more prominent in Anonymous faces. And they used a lot of the tactical pauses earlier. 3 down, 1 more left. So if I was Anonymo, I'd definitely get that tac pause in, knowing that I'm getting myself that buy round in. It's going to be a double AWP setup as well. Anonymo, they're investing so much into this, they need to make it work.
Yeah, right now it is at the top of their to-do list. They've got to find the front footing. They've got to find something. And right now, it just doesn't seem to be the case. It really doesn't. They continue to uphold this push. They continue to do everything correctly. And it just isn't the case that Anonymo, they can't find anything. They just can't. They find the openers. Even if they do find the openers, they just can't get it done. And at the end of the day, it's Saw that continue to take the lead, continue to oppress, and we might just see a map 3 out of this one, because quite honestly, it seems to be that they're more than just comfortable playing trains, something that I didn't think we'd expect from Saw.
Yes, indeed. They aren't finding these entries. Ooh, damage inflicted there, but Snacks may have to lose his life from that. left out in the open. No reinforcements as well. No refrag potential either. It's going to be a one easy frag there from Saw, getting themselves on B site once more. Maybe Anonymo won't want to reconsider with their placement here on B. Looks like they've been penetrating this site time and time again. And just coming in from behind as well, killing off Kai. Now, this is not a doable circumstance from Anonymo. They're going to fall back. They do get loss bonus in. Minho, if he survives, will be able to drop a rifle as well. But this isn't looking great for Anonymo, seeing how Saw, there's nothing stopping them pushing B so far.
Yeah, and right now it seems to be that Saw just continuing to tear through the buys, continuing to tear through anything that Anonymo are throwing at them. And right now, at 12-9, Saw take the lead. They continue to dominate. They continue to prove themselves as a team we thought were going to be very underwhelming on train. They just do exactly what the unexpected would have been. And they keep proving themselves. Heading into round 22, Anonymo finally called their timeout to rethink the round. Do they invest in this one? I mean, Minio can drop. They do have a chance. I'm just thinking now, though. If you're an Anonymo player, what is your call? What do you do? Do you buy and possibly risk the lead going completely to nothing, or do you look elsewhere? It's a hard one to call.
It is a very hard choice for them. Very, very hard, because at this point they're facing their last timeout here, their last tactical timeout. Like, this is pretty much do or die, which means they are going to get that force buy-in. They will be able to get themselves util everywhere. It's not going to be full helmets all around, seeing that they are valuing this util, and it will allow them to remain consistent to the latter stages of the round, hold down their ground, hold the openings down with smokes and incendiaries as well. Snacks also buying up on the final pieces of util there, but things are looking not great for Anonymo. And with double AWP setup, they need to work. It needs to work. They have no other resort. But Saw this time taking it aggressive towards the A site. Roman already making it in. Kai able to find a nice little spray down, but just will return. Innocent shuts him down. And it looks like they are holding their ground now. It looks like they've been rejuvenated. Saw look to change things up, take it aggressive to the A site, but that's not going to work. Keep things to B, I think. It's the Dodo. He's able to find one. Not going to be enough. I do think a player tried to go for a knife there, but Kyler just found him from afar and got the headshot upon him. Anonymo back into the game, closing the gap that Saw have created. It was 6 rounds in a row, but finally Anonymo put their marquee on the CT side of Train. And now that they have, perhaps they could keep on gaining.
Yeah, absolutely. Anonymo back on form. We talked about a restoration for Anonymo. They needed a change. They needed something different, and that is exactly what they delivered time and time again. They continue to prove their worth, and finally they find themselves in double digits. Finally, they find themselves back on form. And heading into this one, a beautiful push, but Muteris reads into it perfectly. Down to 10 HP, but still remains alive. And now heading into this 4 versus 5, but one player on low HP. Anonymo won't be too phased by it, but it's one of those things where right now Saw, they're just getting they're being obliterated by the looks of things. It's not exactly an easy task for them on T side, but even when they are at the lowest point, they still manage to wriggle things through and make things work. Minio spotting the man out towards Ivy. Nice shot, does connect, and that's not even the low HP player. And so HP heavily in favor of Anonymo now. A minute left to go, and Saw have no map control. They don't have any upper control. They don't have any Ivy control. They just about have main by grips, and they have a player towards top pop.
Kyler, he's gaining so much information from here as well. He may be able to catch them off guard behind this pillar. Has to hold his ground though. Will Arky expect this? Yes, he does. He does peek it through, but Kyler is able to win that one. Mitsuri sees low. One bullet should do it for him. He might be able to find it. No, shoots the other player instead, but finds him anyway. Dodo 9 to 9 HP. Will be pushing through. AWP looking at the right direction, expecting the rotation, but Anonymo, they're playing this smart, holding it back. Snacks also on the rotation. Roman holding it out. He's able to find the spray down, now down to a 1v2. Roman, what can you do in this position? Rotation quick for Anonymo onto the A site, keeping the B anchor as well. Coming in from heaven, they can definitely hear the footsteps. Roman with a knife out, he's a dead man. Oh, shot missed though for Minho, down to 4 pieces of health. A Chi grenade thrown out, but still survive. Innocent reconfigures, he's able to find the kill. Anonymo on 11th, and Saw, they missed a very good opportunity there.
How does he survive that? I thought Kyler had a great chance in this one. This kill was perfect. He needed to find a second, in which he did. And this third kill would have been huge. Dodo on low HP, and he just wriggles his way on through. Perfectly done. They continue to provide. They continue to perform. And heading into round 24, Saw finally calling a timeout for themselves. Let's see what they can do with it.
Let's see indeed. Basor, they get themselves, well, no, excuse me, Anonymo get themselves back into the game. Getting themselves that second was absolutely vital. Getting one could easily be destroyed. The fact that Saw had the momentum for early on, I don't think it was a 6-round winning streak. I think it was 8, winning the last 2 on the previous half as well. So yeah, it puts them in a solid job to come back. But seeing that Anonymo get themselves a second, it looks like they're back into the game. And with Saw not able to enforce that with an AWP buy to challenge Minyo and Snacks on train, which is so long distance, these sites, these AWPs can have so much impact on them. The fact that Saw won't be able to invest in one is a danger, which is why once they get their push on, it needs to be aggressive and it needs to be quick. Otherwise, they'll be in big trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the round to tie it all up as well, correct? Like, this is 12-11. This is the round that Saw need to find. They need to deliver in this one. I'm just interested to see. What can Saw do to hold on? What can they do to readjust and retry at this play? I don't think they can do all too much. They need to find kills, and that's exactly what they do. Beautifully done. The first 2 kills found by Anonymo. K in response has found another. In fact, Innocent going to spam on through the top of the smoke, but Justin Roman with 1 apiece. It is all down to Key. 1 versus 4. Cannot get a single thing done. Beautiful. 13-11. Saw taking the lead ever so slightly now. 2 rounds ahead. Anonymo not in a great place financially either. They need to rethink this round. They need to reconfigure what's going on. They need to set in stone what their plans are for the forthcoming rounds. And they've got no timeouts to do so.
Man, just as I praised Anonymo, Saw had a tremendous push onto the B site. Completely devoured their opponents, 1 by 1. And Anonymo now with the Eagles, they just need to find the damage of the Saw, not allow them to run away too much with the economy they've already been able to establish. And it's looking tough. It's looking dire. Anonymo on the back foot here. But Saw, they're doing so good so far. You thought at the half-time that, okay, they haven't done too much on the CT side, that they'll have to be able to find 1 round at a time, put their heads down and try and focus, little by little, gain this map, and that's exactly what they're doing. And now they find themselves on that 13th, potentially be 14th after this Anonymo eco buy. I don't see these Eagles finding too much, and even if it comes to a retake scenario, Anonymo don't have much util. So if there is a chance that Anonymo come back in this particular round, it's going to be off of frags early on. But Saw, seeing how far held back they are, seeing that the util they're using to get themselves pushing onto a site to begin with, I don't think this can be possible. Kai, though, he's holding out the right angle. Arki is able to find down Minyo, but what will Kai be able to do here? He's holding a right angle, but Materials will be able to shut him down. Snacks behind the smoke does do damage, not able to find the finishing blows, though, as it is just Kyla and Snacks left. 1 in Pop Dog, 1 on site. Surely not much they can do. Kyla repositioning as well. It's the Dodo with the AWP. Won't allow him to peek through. Peek to 50 will finish off the job, as it's just Kyla by himself. I saw get the bomb plant.
Yeah, this is painful to witness, to watch everything. No matter what if you're a spectator for Anonymo, this is now where you panic. But if you're a Saw fan, I mean, you got to keep the love coming, because Arki does find the last. Saw at 14 now. Anonymo down to 11. Very, very strong now. Saw continue to uphold this winning streak. Anonymo only good for 2. It seems to be this map, we were saying this is CT-sided. Anonymo should be able to take this at half-time. I just don't see that. I don't see that whatsoever. And right now, at 14-11, Saw just proving our point even more that this might just go to a map 3.
Might as well. Seeing AUGs come out here from Anonymo, we've seen a lot of teams buy up with the AUGs, especially by the likes of Fnatic and other squads, realizing that they're just that much better on these long distances. That one-shot headshot capability, the spray down with the scopes, it's just so strong, so deadly. But we haven't seen too much. But finally, Anonymo will be getting themselves the AUGs this round, a couple of them as well. AWP onto Snacks, Muterius down low, just hurt a little bit as well. But they may be faking down this B site, and the fake may be working out. Snacks gets caught off guard. Minyo able to find just K as well. Okay, maybe not so bad for Anonymo this time around. 3 versus 4, but Roman finds himself on top of the trade here. Could be able to find someone out. Could be able to spot someone onto the site. It's the Dodo holding down the line here against the smoke, but Kai is able to spray it down. A little bit of a gap through the smoke. He was able to exploit it. Roman will be able to shut him down, but it is a 2v3 in the end. And they're getting themselves on site through Connector. They will be down to hold this A site in a 2v3 manner. But with 50 seconds remaining, Saw could even rotate upon this, even go through Ivy and head towards CT. They may be able to get themselves that rotation, catching them off guard, getting a couple of picks in the meantime. Saw, this is still doable for them. Not knowing where Arky is right now, not knowing where the second player is, really puts a mark on Anonymo right now. And without being able to find that extra player, it is going to be tough for them.
Yeah, Roman going to be caught out, backstabbed, and now a 12th on the board for Anonymo. It's imminent. It is, excuse me, Arky against 3. And I just don't see a way on earth that he finds this round. An M4A4 as well, so the headshot potential good on 2, but as he pushes on in towards Connector, Minio reading the angle nicely. A second found, and Anonymo at 12. But you still got to applaud the fact that Saw are at 14. You still got to appreciate the fact that they are up. And so heading into round 27, heading into, that mark where it is everything on the line, the money isn't great for Saw, and so Anonymo really need to piece together these rounds because they know that the loss bonus is only going to boost them while they catch up to Saw's 14.
Anonymo, and this time no AWPs. It looks like the rifles will be favored. The same side from Saw as well. Won't be seeing these sniper rifle on either of the sides this round. A little bit of a rarity, especially seeing how far into the game we are so far, but it looks like these players do want to play these close ranges and find those multiple kills at the same time. I mean, Saw do like pushing through in stacks. We rarely see these guys split up. They love playing together, which is why Anonymo really stack most of their players at the one site at the right time. But no, this time aggressing towards B site. This is where they managed to get their initial streak here at the halftime. Kyler is able to hide for so far. He's able to scope in with the AGG, finding 2. Arky now will be able to punish, but will that be enough? Innocent holding down the line here for Arky. He's able to shut him down. 2 versus 4 as the doto gets the bomb planted. Surely he will die. Nice little pick from him though. Just is able to find the kill. 2v3. Now this is dangerous. Saw can actually do this. A Chi grenade will do a little bit of damage. Incendiary thrown out as well. Kai finds the kill to just spray down, but Doto falls down. Anonymo with the 13th. They're still in this game.
Beautifully done. 1 round in it. The comeback could be there for the Anonymo side at 13-14. They might just make it work, but Saw, they still have a round to make a mistake, and with that bomb plan, that only allows them to reinvest once again. It only allows them to buy AKs, full utility, everything to their belts is going to be there. And heading into these last couple of rounds, that is the most important factor. They need to find themselves something, and that's exactly what they look to do. A timeout being called, they'll continue to try and uphold this as best as they can, use this time to reset, rethink, basically rejoice over the fact that they're at 14. But actually, they're wondering now, is it worth the investment? I've just noticed, Roman at 2,800, Stodoto at 3,800. They'd only be good to buy 3 AKs, possibly 2 Galils, Roman on, no utility, basically. I just don't see that that's a factor in which they're willing to take. I don't see that whatsoever. And so heading into round 28, Saw, what do they do? I'm hoping that they eco, because there's no need for them to push, really. But no, they are going to buy. They do have a round to mess with, but they don't want to see it go any further. They don't want to see a 14-14. They want to just take this at least to overtime, guarantee themselves a fight of survival on train. But let's see how it fares out against 2 AKs, 2 Orgs, and an M4A4 on the Anonymo side.
My. Let's see how this one works out indeed. Materi's taking aggressive towards Popdog early on, and we'll be pushing through. No fear in the man's eyes. Smoke coming out, wide peak, flash as well. Kai, he didn't spot him out. He's hiding behind this boxy. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but smoke coming out as well onto connector. Won't allow them to push through, but it looks like he double backs on that choice. Just there to cause noise. And dedicating only Kyler towards B, I think it's a wise idea. Having 4 people towards A site is the right call here for Anonymo. Seeing how Saw are playing around the map right now, seeing how it looks like they want to head towards Ivy soon enough, maybe spend those 3 players heading towards the A main right now. Use that as a double push onto the A site. But the bomb does head to Ivy as well, so it could even mean a CT rotation to the B site, but you can tell that Anonymo are kept in the dark. You can tell that they're starved from the information. That doesn't find any damage, though. Minio barely not getting the spray down. And just like that, Saw will push through, peeks out. He's able to find them now. They know they have the information. He spotted 2 players out, and that will mean that Anonymo know what to do. Stodoto finding 1 kill onto Minio. Snacks gets killed down. All of a sudden, Saw find the kills. Stodoto and Materius both low, but still surviving. Still could do damage. But 1 shot should do it for both. Kyler finding 1. Dies from Materius as well. 1 versus 4 for Innocent right now, which would mean that Saw would be able to get themselves in that 15th. This is looking dangerous.
All to do, 1 versus 4, Innocent alone. And I mean, this is possible. Very, very possible. 2 players on low HP. A 3rd player only needs 2 bullets.
There's one.
First found. Now he needs to find 3 more. But the problem is he has no utility to accompany him. He has a kit. The bomb's already about halfway ticked, maybe slightly less. But still he needs to find something. And I just don't see it happening. He's going to move away. There is no way. Saw find 15. Anonymo's fight is not for victory. It's now for survival on map 2 of Train as the bomb ticks down and it will eventually detonate. Anonymo 13, but Saw making it work. It's a 15th on the board and it's map point for them to take it to our 3rd and final map.
My. Saw get themselves on the 15th, and who would have imagined seeing the first half, right? It was 9-6 favoring Anonymo while they were on the T side, and all of a sudden, I think this Train has turned to a terrorist side of the map. This is absolutely insane what we're seeing right now, and we saw things like this yesterday. Saw, they're a very good team by all means, but they weren't able to close down this best of 3 series. Now, Anonymo, they favored here on Train. They still have some sort of a buy from them. It looks shaky, right? It's not looking that great. No AWP, although we haven't seen that in a couple of rounds, even though Anonymo were able to win that one through. MP9 to Kai. It can work in certain positions. Why not? But it's not looking great. Saw, they played absolutely up to par so far, finding the kills, winning the gun duels. And that's why they get themselves on the 15th. Potential to make it all the way to the 3rd map, Vertigo, to be played. In case of the decider. But Anonymous still have a chance to get themselves to that overtime score. Still with a chance to stay in this game. Stay in this map with 2-0 potential. HU Grenade did a little bit of damage there onto Roman. Slightly onto Meteorus, just full health. Not too bad. But Saw lurking towards the A site, looking to do similar what they did to the previous round. Roman will peek through. And Kai, he's holding a nice little angle there. He should be able to spot them out. But if you look at Anonymo right now, they're hiding into the smoke here on B. If they peek out, they'll be able to gain so much information. That will mean that they know what's going on. But is it too late? Smoke's Molly's coming out. They know exactly what is going on. They need to lurk up from behind. They need to be able to catch them off guard. Kai pushing through. Oh, that's beautiful. MP9 shot. He's able to find one. But it's only one. Meteor's able to find that straight through as they get themselves on site. Nice little spray down. Minyo able to find one as well. Joins in on the fray. 3 versus 4. Meteor's pushes forward. Arky joining in from main. And the rest do come in from Ivy. Innocent holding down sight, but the rotations need to come in. Snacks, he's able to find one kill. He got the headshot. Innocent joins as well. Anonymo could get themselves on the 14th. All up to Meteorus now, as he is in a 1v3. Not going to happen as Kyler will shoot him down. And Anonymo get themselves a 14th. Saw in a very dire economical situation that just shout to me with blinding lights, blinding colors. Overtime.
The money isn't great, as you mentioned. Overtime, most definitely on the cards right now. They've got one more round to find. They need to take this to 15 all if they want to take this series 2-0. But we know, at the same time, just as much as we know that Anonymo could take this to 15 and win with the rifles, we know that these pistols and the one rifle on Arky can do some serious damage, can dish out a lot of pain. And Kai already dropped down to around 60. The nades go deep. They look to push on through. Minio going to drop the nade in response. Could be big damage. AK not going to claim all too much. The spray down to nearly a 3rd. In fact, he will. Going to back on around. Roman alone against 4. While he has found 1, though, he's on 5 points of health. And we're going to overtime. The curse is back. But for Anonymo, it's all the right reasons.
For all the right reasons, indeed. It looked dire. Saw was able to get that, though, but... my word, you have to give props to Saw. The fact that they get themselves in 15 right now is absolutely insane. They were down at halftime. It looked very dire for them, but they turned it right back around. It looks like they're still in this game, but Anonymo, keep things going. The past few days, we saw Saw finding difficulty in closing out games. They didn't have a problem in closing out the gap. It was a difference maker in closing out the games in the end. And in overtime, we haven't seen them. In the past 3 days, in all 3 best of 3s that we've seen, they haven't seen overtime a single time. So Anonymo, this is perhaps the chance to get them... get the ground, hit the ground. Oh my god, I'm losing on my words, but hit the road running. With a double AWP setup here, they may look to defend. Saw starting things slow, looking to starve their opponents from information before they take their attack onto the A site.
It is the first found. Roman no more. Beautifully done. And now, well, Anonymo with the man advantage. They don't have to do all too much. They just wind away. They don't overextend. And I don't think that that's something that they're going to shy away from. They know in a 5 versus 4, they just have to run. They don't have to show themselves immediately. Utility can be used and expended to try and flush out the Saw players. Damage lightly inflicted on Arky and Mutiris, but Minio through the smoke catches out one. Beautifully done. Continuing to rattle off shots left, right, and center. Arky gonna catch Kai on the back of the site, though. And in a 3 versus 4, the bomb goes down. Mutiris to plant it. And actually, the grenade doing big damage, and Snacks has found the kill completely. All from Stododo, and Arky with another. It's all turned on its head, and Saw looking good, but Innocent with another. And it's Stododo alone. 35 seconds to go, and Minio to find it. It's a 16th on the board for Anonymo, and they go from 0 to hero from a game in which we thought it was going to be taken completely by storm by Saw, and they now surge ahead in the most important of rounds in the first one of overtime.
I thought Saw had that one, but they crumbled underneath the pressure at the end of that round, at the latter stages, where they just got outgunned in the end. And now it is a second round to come in. Anonymo start things off well here in overtime. Still not over. They need that magic 19th round to close things up. But Saw, I don't think they're going to let this happen so easily. They still have a lot in them. Still have a lot of utility, still have all the rifles they need. And will be able to do quite a bit of damage. But it just matters on how they approach this round. It just matters how they want to play this out. And they are spreading across the A site so far. Arky lurking towards B. Same could be said for Anonymo, as they have a deep player on the B entry. They also have a connector player lurking out as well. So Anonymo having a standard setup here, not really wanting to take any risks, but the risk there was Kai pushing up aggressively onto A ramp. Mutiris is able to catch him out just like that. And that will mean that it is a 4v5 from the get-go.
And Saw, they are the man up, and this might just equal a 16th on the board. But the thing I think more vividly in my mind is that if Anonymo can take this half 17-16, even if Saw find one, we know that both sides are stronger on the terrorist side. So when Anonymo move over to the T side, what can you think about them for Saw? Like, if you are, even if they lose, I think, 2 rounds in a row, even if it just goes 16-17 to Saw, anything can happen. Oh no, the lineup could happen, but missed shot. That's poor. And now that's allowed Saw to slip right away around towards back 6. The Stododo trying to hold down the angle. All going to try and tap down one more. Mutiris taking big damage. But with 25 seconds to go, Saw need to make a move. And it will have to be towards A. They can't afford to run towards B. And they found themselves one. Innocence found another though. And he is in the pop dog position. Kill found. Arky going to try and jump spot for the information. 2 versus 3 though as he nails the head. Snacks now alone though. 1 versus 3. AWP in the hands, and he has spotted the bomb. He's got a full belt of utility, including a smoke. The flashbang's in. He will be looking for one. Spots the man towards heaven. Beautiful start, but no. Denied by Mutiris, and we're all tied up at 16 apiece.
Yeah, in the 1v3 there, Snacks had nothing to lose. They knew that his team was able to buy it either way since they got the win on the first one without losing too many players. He did try for it. He did get a kill on Heaven, but Saw get themselves a 16th. Get themselves the equalizer, and that will mean that they still stay in this game, still are contesting for this third map to go to Vertigo. And we've seen on Vertigo, they haven't been too bad, but they weren't able to close it up too many times, and Anonymo seems to have some good stats on it as well. So that being a third map, it would be very interesting. But Saw take it aggressive. Seeing that at the first stages of the second half, Saw really like this aggression, and it works out for them. But Anonymo were able to shut it down as soon as they got themselves those AWPs. Just as able to find one this time as Snacks falls down. Kai at the back of the site. So many flames being thrown out. He's burnt down to a crisp, but it doesn't even matter because they get themselves into the site either way. 3v3. As HG grenades do get thrown out left, right, and center. The bomb does get faked as Roman pushes through the smoke key and connector. Minio catching Stododo off guard. He finds the headshot onto him. And all of a sudden, Roman aggressive. Kyler's able to find it. Mutiris all by himself. All of a sudden, they know exactly where he is. Bomb is planted. Still very doable for Mutiris. Not much util in his hands, though. Minio pushing slowly with the AWP. It's all up to Kyler to gain the information. It's all up to Kyler to peek out first, but Minio will be aggressing through. Kyler finds the shot. Anonymo is up ahead at the first half of overtime. And it's up to the T side. 2 more rounds left for them to see if they can finish off this map.
Unreal. 17-16. Anonymo at halftime take it. And I can only scratch my head and wonder, what is Saw's response? Their CT side needs to be nothing but phenomenal, like Anonymo have proved to us. But we know Saw are the kind of team above resilience, above anything. They can find rounds even in the worst of scenarios. Right now, it seems to be all about timing, all about precision, I feel like, for Saw. Heading onto that CT side, it's not looking too likely. And you see now, Saw down around Anonymo up by 1. And at 17-16, it is first to 19, may I remind you. You've got to win 4 rounds out of 6. And Anonymo already halfway there. They're already halfway there. Only 2 more rounds to go. Anonymo, they're looking to do it inside 1.
Anonymo, 2 rounds away from that victory mark, so a little bit too far back from that. Still, if they get themselves 3 rounds in a row, they could win it through, right? They could still get the upset. They could still beat Anonymo in that 2 and get it to the 3rd map, but so under pressure right now as Anonymo are ahead. Previously, Anonymo couldn't quite finish it off, although they did get it to the match point and managed to take it to overtime. They didn't find that closer, and that's what they need here. 2 more rounds. And now on the T side, it looked good at the start, but it's been a few rounds ago. They need to remember how they played it. They need to recollect the weaknesses of Saw and try and exploit it. But they are taking their time, of course. And smoke will come out as Roman will be holding it out, won't be able to push through it. As Anonymo will look to push instead. But they are lining up right outside of the A site. They are looking like they want to get that through, but aggression onto the A site as well from Materius may be able to catch them off guard. 35 seconds remaining as Anonymo need to pull the trigger on their attack, need to find that kill. Materius is able to find the entry though, and that's the shutdown K. All of a sudden, Anonymo on the back foot. Anonymo don't have enough players, and they've got no time to tell for it as well. They might even fall back from this, but they've got nothing to lose. They will try and go for the push, but they're not finding any sort of signs of entry. Taking their time, of course, but Kyler finding the kill onto Just, but there's still players onto the site they need to fend from. 13 seconds remaining. Still, the time is clicking. Clicking? Ticking. Materius finding the shot. Spray down coming through. 7 seconds. 5. He needs to plant. 4 seconds. I think he's got it. He's got the plant. It is a 1v3. Doto loses it. He's able to find the shot. Fires the no-scope. Snacks down to 15. Pulls out the pistol. Snacks wins it out. Anonymo on match point.
Jesus, you could not have asked for a better clutch. What a round by Anonymo. Just making it happen. But Doto, he's the Iron Man of Saw. When you can think you could shoot him down, he just keeps on surviving. 24 kills to his name, but it's not enough for now. 18-16, map point Anonymo, series point Anonymo, and qualification point Anonymo. 1 round in 1 minute and 55 seconds to decide if they make it through, or if Saw are going to have a fight for survival, a fight for justice, and a fight for the Portuguese fans to continue to try and push on forward.
Milliseconds.
Yeah, it was
milliseconds.
Not even, I reckon half a second in it. Not even that.
And
that is just unreal.
My. And to tell that just put them on match point. They only would require 1 round right now. Doto who'll hold down his ground. He's got the right idea with that crossfire. And Arky as well could throw down some util if Saw if Anonymo elect to push through. Saw's still in this. If they get the next 2 rounds, they equalize it and take it to the 2nd overtime. Molly's thrown out. Util as well from both sides will deny the push. I think Saw know exactly what is going on here, but Anonymo with 1 minute remaining do have the choice of falling back. Arky down to 28. Will be falling down with an HE grenade. Doto able to shut Monio as he pushes through. Minyo, 4v4. Doto peeks through. Snacks is able to find him. Materius though with a return as Anonymo get themselves that bomb plant. 3v3. Materius pushing up aggressively, looking for that frag. Innocent though will be looking at it. Kyler finds a better angle. Innocent finds it. This is going to be it. There is no way that Just can come back from this, but he's going to give it a go. No util available for them in a 1v3. They know exactly where it is. It's going to be simultaneously pushed there from Innocent, and just like that, Saw lose that matchup. Anonymo win 19-16. It's a 2-0 scoreline here for the Polish. They qualify to playoffs, and Saw, for 3 days in a row, have not been able to qualify. They've now been knocked out. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that was the final best of 3 of Snow Sweet Snow main Swiss stage.